Hey everybody, it's day 2 of acclimating our plants to the outdoors so we can go ahead and plant them in the ground once they're fully acclimated. But we have some other things we're going to do today. One of them is the trimming up and transplanting of the oregano and the lemon balm that's growing too wildly in my vegetable garden. So let's see how easy this is to kind of tear apart into smaller chunks so I can get it into my bucket of soil. You can be pretty rough with oregano. I've done this before. Just pulled up some stuff and planted it. It's amazing how shallow rooted it is, but yet, man, it intertwines itself with all the vines of the oregano. Stick it in this bucket. And then I'm going to put some more water over it. There. I have quite a bit more. I don't really need that much to transplant. So I'm just going to compost that rest of it. But you can see it got to be a pretty large section, and I don't have that big of a garden, so I don't want the oregano to take over. You guys might have thought of this before I just did, but this is a good time. Instead of just composting it, since some of it is already grown, I can take the green stuff or dry it indoors for later use. I want to get as much of the soil off as possible because I don't want a hole. Alright, this one that I just dug up and I'm going to transplant, I'm going to sit it in the shade, not out here because that shade, well, actually I could. I'm going to sit it up against the wall. That will stay shaded. Once it gets shaded, it stays shaded. So I just sat it right there up against the wall, closer to the front of my garden because that will be in shade for the rest of the day. Even though it's not hot today, it is warmer. That'll just keep it cool and keep it from wilting so much. Not so much shock until I get it planted into the green stock. So I'm going to go ahead and take that big clump and also put it in the shade until I'm ready for it. There, that's quite a bit of room, and I still have some small little things of oregano that I could actually dig up and transplant easily right here. What I might do is take these guys and put them in a little pot that I have. Look at that root system. Little fine roots that don't go very deep, but they are strong. I didn't bring my rake out, but I'm just going to kind of rake things back to level out that hole there. Because like I said, I don't want a hole. Pull that big root up to discourage it from continuing to grow over on this side. Alright, the next thing I'm going to dig up is this lemon balm over here. I dug up the lemon balm And you can see all the roots there. I shook off all the dirt, and I'm going to go ahead and plant this in my green stock in this side that's in the shade. And I will make sure it stays in the shade for quite a while. I can actually pull it back because, as you guys know, it's on wheels. But I want to go ahead and get this in there. Right, so there it is. Looks good now. I'm expecting that it'll probably wilt a little bit, but that's why I'm trying to keep it in the shade so it won't wilt as much. And we'll watch it and keep it watered for quite a while. Make sure it's moist for quite a while so it doesn't have a shock. Okay, I have taken that big clump of oregano and kind of separated it into a smaller one here. And I'm going to go ahead and plant that in the shaded area too. I have to finagle this one a little bit. I'm going to give it a little more water. And make sure that one stays in the shade too. So the herb portion of my tower, which is at least the top two, is filling out nicely. We've got some oregano, some lemon balm, some cilantro, and thyme right now. I still need basil, and I told you my basil didn't survive in the garage. I guess it was too warm. I'm not going to start from seed again. I'm just going to go buy some basil like I did the cilantro and the thyme and fill out the top with those two probably. And I'll probably put the mint on the second level. Like I said, we use a lot of basil, so me having 3 different basil plants is not abnormal. We use a lot of basil. I love to make pesto, and so that's probably what I'll do. Or maybe I'll do it down here. I don't know. We'll see. Basil can get kind of tall, so I think it might be prettier down here. Either way, I'll probably have 3 basil plants, and then I'll have mint. Pull those back into the shade, and then I'm probably going to roll this back this way so that it is definitely going to be in the shade. While I'm doing it, I'm going to go ahead and get one more small bundle from that big oregano stash so that I can plant it in the green stock. Okay, here's the second one and the last. This is the last of the smaller clump that I dug out. And I'm not being gentle, I'm just cramming it in. I found oregano to be pretty tough in the past. I've never tried growing it in this green stock, so we'll see how it does, but I think it will be fine. And then I will water it. Now to move it. Okay, now it's going to remain in the shade for the rest of the day. I have to show you guys what a beautiful day it is. It's something I noticed. We've got clouds today. Doesn't mean it's going to rain when you're in the high desert. It's just clouds. But this view with that big, beautiful blue sky is just gorgeous. It's several hours later in the early evening, late afternoon, and I've come back out to finish, or to start and finish, the job of spraying for aphids. So these are already starting to bloom. You can see some of the roses. The winds have died down. The sun is still up in the sky, but it's getting cloudy, so it's more of the perfect time to be spraying. And I am trying something new. Never tried this before. I didn't have any of my aphid spray, so I looked online and somebody said mix water, dish soap, and peppermint oil. So that's what I did in this spray bottle, and I'm gonna see if it works. Now, got to get the sprayer head right first. Okay, now I've got it to spray a wider spray, not just a direct shot. So let's try this. There's, trying to find one of those ones that had a lot of aphids on it. Oh, there's one right there. Right there. Let's just see if it does anything immediately. Not sure, but we're just going to keep spraying and spray it heavily. On this other side, spray it too. And if this works, I prefer doing this as opposed to buying some chemical, because I don't like to use chemicals if I don't have to. Okay, I think I got that one sprayed pretty well. Let's move on to this next one over here. Just gonna look at it to see if I can see aphids. This one has a little bit of aphid activity on it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it. Hard work on your hand, squeezing that nozzle that many times. All right, I think I got this one pretty good. So now we wait and see what happens. And I will try to give you what I put in this spray bottle, about how much. I didn't measure anything, but I'll give you about how much I used. So if you want to try it, you can try it, and I will come back. I'll check it every day. I'll probably give it a few days to see if it works. And, you know, you may have to put a couple of applications on it. Oh, do you see that moth? That's one of those, I call them hummingbird moths. And I actually don't like to see them because that's what lays eggs and creates tomato worms. They are cool looking, but I don't particularly care for them. It's like they're coming to the peppermint scent. I think he really likes the peppermint scent. Pretty interesting. Hopefully the aphids don't like it as much as that butterfly moth. As that hummingbird moth. All right, well, we'll check it again later. Until then, enjoy the beautiful bloom on this rose. While we're out here, my alliums in this pot are blooming. I always forget that I have them in there. I think I planted them last year. They're different types of alliums, not the ball that we're typically used to seeing, and I will look them up and put the name of them on the screen for you. I hope this video has been enjoyable for you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'm trying something new and ending my videos with a New Mexico sunset. Let me know what you think.